So, good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm Sean Murphy, your guest host for today. Guest host. Well, I guess I am. Kind of my show, my game. Uh, Let me put this over here so I can see anything that pops up. Come on. Why aren't you moving? There we go. Now you're moving. And there's some chat. Okay, cool. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So, what is cognitive codex? Cognitive codex is understanding that there is a formula that you use in your brain to teach yourself how to operate. Let me raise my chair up here. Hold on just a second. There we go. And the purpose is it's found to understanding why it exists. Cognitive codex is a system designed to help individuals understand how their brain, identity, and habits work together. Think about that for a second. You have your brain, you have your identity, who you say you are, and which is sometimes different than what other people say you are, right? And then the habits and how they work together. Cognitive codex, to understand your cognitive codex, it's to detect and override self-sabotaging patterns. I don't know if any of you have ever had a self-sabotaging pattern. What I found is if you have a self-sabotaging pattern, it's because of your cognitive codex. And the other reason of what is cognitive codex is it's to rebuild identity and decision-making from the inside out, right? This is what Joe Dispenza talks about. Your personality makes up your personal reality, where the majority of people operate from their personal reality determines their personality. So why it exists. The dogs are all under my feet here. Most personal development focuses on motivation and mindset. Cognitive codex goes deeper. It's not about hyping yourself up. It's not about changing the actual cognitive architecture that drives how you think. It's about changing. I probably said it's not, right? Dr. Freud to the lobby. Hey, Jameson. It's about changing the actual cognitive architecture, the way you think, what drives how you think. Think about that. What drives how you currently think? I don't understand the question. What drives the way you produce your thoughts? That's where your procrastination lies. That's where your overthinking lies. That's where your delay lies. That's where your resistance to change lies. It's how you think. So understanding your cognitive codex helps you with things like overthinking, perfectionism, procrastination, emotional burnout, approval seeking loops, inconsistent execution. So the codex works in four phases. One is the decode phase. The number one phase is the decode phase, understanding your current patterns, beliefs, and cognitive scripts. Number one, decode. Number two, disrupt. Detect and interpret sabotage patterns in real time, right? If we could disrupt them. Number three is rewire, build new belief systems, identity markers, and habits. So one, decode, two, disrupt, three, rewire, and four, rebuild. Integrate your new identity into everyday execution and decisions. So the central idea inside the codex is, am I trying to get it right? Or am I trying to find something? Am I trying to get it right? Or am I trying to find something? If you're stuck in perfectionism or stress, you're probably chasing right. I'm trying to get it right. If you're learning, exploring, creating momentum, you're finding. So if you're stuck in perfectionism, I got to get it right. I don't know. If you're stressed, you're probably chasing getting it right. If you're learning and exploring and creating momentum, you're in the finding mode. Cognitive Codex trains you to live mostly in the finding mode, where true growth and self-authorship begin. So who's it for? Who's Codex for? Who's understanding your cognitive Codex for? It's for entrepreneurs and leaders who feel stuck or overwhelmed, people who want deeper self-mastery. It's beyond motivational content. And anyone looking to reprogram their identity and belief system at structural, not surface level, down deep inside. If you're looking to reprogram your identity deep inside, not on the surface, because on the surface we can change. You can go to a party and change what people think of you. People who meet you for the first time, wow, they were very nice. And if they get to know you, they're like, they're not so nice. Right? So here's the emotional message behind the cognitive codex. You're not broken. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You are not lazy. Oh, there it is. Your brain and identity are just wired in ways that no longer match who you really are. You don't run around with the same belief system as you did as a 5-year-old. Things have adapted. Things have grown up. You're running around with a belief system of a lot of beliefs that people gave you that don't serve you well. They just don't. It's why people struggle. So today, ask yourself, where am I chasing getting it right? When should I be looking to find something instead? That's the basic. So the cognitive codex is not a side project. It's an internal engine for decision making, precision tuning, and identity designed within the project NESS, the Neuroenergetic Self-Sculpting Project. This ensures that everything NESS teaches actually lands and sticks by giving you the cognitive tools to integrate it. So, what's the first action step? So, the first action step is this idea of understanding who you are. It's interrupting the automatic control loops. It's bringing awareness to hidden perfection seeking patterns, and it's choosing finding mode as a deliberate move toward growth. It's not about big actions. It's about micro level course corrections in real time. So why do we teach it? To override detection. People rarely notice when they're caught in over optimization or overthinking. We realize it when we have a conversation or we have some breath, we take a breath and we're like, I'm just overthinking this. I'm just overthinking this. So this helps you install an override system that flags these patterns. So what if you could activate momentum? Perfection loops slow everything down. Choosing to find instead of getting it right creates forward movement. What's that phrase we hear people say? Done is the new perfect. It's hard to adjust a GPS on the map if you're not moving. And then we say, well, I don't want to move in the wrong way. I don't want to move the wrong thing. I don't want to do the wrong thing. And then we never wind up moving, right? We have all of this potential and we take very little action, if any at all. Understanding why do we teach cognitive codex? Because it gives you emotional sovereignty. Shifting from control to curiosity releases stress. I'm curious. I don't know. I'd offer you a different set of words. I'm curious to find the solution. I'm curious to find the solution. All right. So we change our words. Shifting from control to curiosity releases stress and it reduces emotional fatigue and creates mental openness. Identity rebuilding. Repeated small movements, small moments of choosing, finding, right, of the choosing, finding mode reinforce the neuro identity of a self-authoring, signal following person. What does it mean to follow your signal? I knew I should have done that. You ever know anybody who says that? I knew I should have done that. See, that's your signal. That's your signal showing up, vibrating, making you aware, and then something overrides that. Your signal is a servant. Now, your signal every now and then, could you imagine if you were in the king's army and somebody jumped up, one of the workers, one of the colonels, somebody jumped up and said, I think we should go this way. And everybody else is saying we should go that way. That person usually gets shot down, is told to sit down. Well, they'll do it again, maybe once or twice. But after a while, they're like, it's no use. Every time I do this, it doesn't work. Every time I do this, I get yelled at. Every time I do this, I get ridiculed. Well, that's your signal. That's what's happened to your signal from childhood. See, you were taught shame before you could speak. Because you probably made your parents a little aggravated with your crying. What are you crying about now? What do you want? What do you want? And then you learned that that's a way you could get attention. And then based upon the environment you were raised in, whether that attention was good or not good. Right? As an instructor of self-talk, research shows that on average, if you lived in a reasonably positive household, I don't know what a reasonably positive household is. Mine wasn't, although it was better than most, but for the most part, it wasn't a reasonably positive household. Maybe I would say it was on the lower end of reasonable. Research says the average person by the time they're 18 hears negative input, negative influence, negative programming about 118,000 times. And so you wonder why your identity is the way it is. They got programmed. So that's why we teach, that's why personal development exists. The challenge is personal development is trying to plant something new in soil that's not so good. It got you here, I get it. But putting new ideas in soil that says you're never going to be enough that's not going to grow the thing you want. You will have temporary incremental success and you'll fail again and again and again until life hits you so hard that you finally go, I'm done. Enough is enough. And you'll have a breakthrough. And because it might be so dramatic, it might be so traumatic that you won't live in that breakthrough. Because it's not how everybody sees you. So here's the structure. You walk this tightrope between right and finding. What is this understanding? What is the difference between right and finding? How do you know if something's right? How do you know if something's right? How do you know if something's right? Can right get righter? Can right get better? That's a question. So the whole idea when you understand cognitive codex is to understand quicker decisions, less emotional drain. When you truly step into this idea of you are the author of your mind and your thoughts, you'll make decisions quicker. When you have your definite major purpose and your definite major signal in place, you'll make decisions quicker. You'll have less emotional drain. You'll increase execution velocity. Think about that. We talk about velocity of thinking, velocity of money. How fast does your money return to you? That's velocity of money. What's the velocity of your thinking? You have a great idea. How long till that turns into money? What is the execution velocity you have? You'll take action sooner and adjust as you go. Right? What would happen if you had stronger self-trust and self-authorship? Identity upgrades from, I hope I get it right. You ever know anybody who says that? I hope I get it right. 2, I trust myself to figure it out. What if you just said that right now? I trust myself to figure it out. That sits differently in your body, doesn't it? That shows up as a completely different vibration. I hope I get it right. To, I trust myself to figure it out. Right? And then it prepares users for deep work and override detection, belief rewiring, and execution systems. What is your current detection of programming? If you know, oh, I always do that. Why do I do that? I'm so stupid. Why do I do that? That's a program that runs. What is your override to that? What is your system override? How do you overcome when you start to feel that programming take place? How do you override that? What is your system that says, wow, that's me staying stuck. I'm better than that. Isn't that fascinating? Huh. I trust myself to figure it out. I'm curious to find the solution. It could be as simple as an override program like that. Does that make sense? So that's understanding cognitive codex. That's a program that's going to be coming out that's underneath the Nest umbrella. Cognitive codex is you taking control of your thoughts. Do you realize every single thing you're about to do today, every single thing from brushing your teeth to brain surgery, if you happen to be doing some brain surgery today, to having conversations with prospects, to responding to prospects, to talking to loved ones, to talking to new people, to buying, to what you buy at the grocery store today, what you put on the list today, every single bit of it goes through your brain. It goes through a filter in your brain. It goes through programming you have pre-programmed, already set up in your brain. Everything goes through your brain. Everything. Most of it is unconscious. Thank God for that. Otherwise, I'd probably forget to breathe. So unless you're working on your brain, you will stay sick. You will stay poor. You will stay broke. You will stay alone. You will stay lonely. Unless you are working on your brain, you are going to stay exactly where you are. Personal development isn't personal development. It is brain conversations that you have to learn how to put into use. Go talk to a 4-year-old and say, you have to have desire. That's the first thing they tell you in personal development. There's some things you don't even need to teach a 4-year-old about desire. Put them in the candy aisle at the grocery store. Put them in the toy aisle at Walmart. They have desire, and you didn't teach them that. See, you don't have to be taught desire. You have to be taught that it's okay for you to have the desire you truly want. That's the difference. Bonus. You don't have to be taught desire. You have to be taught desire in the world you currently live in that ain't comfortable in the world you currently live in. That is your cognitive codex. That is your formula. And you're going to have to override all this formula that's called programming that's been put into you. How you act, how you talk, how you speak, how you stand, how you walk. That's all part of your success model. So wouldn't it make sense to spend some time on your brain? And then you've got a great product. You got a great service. You got a great result. You're going to go sell it to somebody else's brain who doesn't believe they can have what they want. And you're telling them you can have what you want. Do you remember when your parents used to tell you what to do? And even if it was good, you wanted to resist it. Make your bed. It would be good to make your bed. There's an admiral from the Navy who gets up and does a speech, a training, a keynote speech on make your bed. Why they make their bed? Because everything else is chaos. It's nice to start something that's neat and orderly and come home to something neat and orderly. That's why they spend so much time teaching them how to make their bed properly, to set their stage correctly. But we want to spend time in learning how to speak and train and motivate and inspire. And we're horrible at doing it for ourselves. That is your cognitive codex. That is the formula that's currently running. That's why there's such resistance in personal development. You can't tell me personal development works. Not for the majority of people. Why? Because they all got the books. And for some reason, they only read them once. That's the craziest thing ever. If doing something once works, why do we have to go to church every Sunday? Why do you got to go to the gym every day or every other day? Because we fall off the wagon. And the challenge is that we're trying to use personal development training and we're using it personally. And our system is messed up. Our system is messed up, screwed up, and we don't understand how it works. So we just go, well, if I read harder, if I read more, if I do harder work, if I push harder, it'll get better. I'm sorry, it is not. How's that working for you? So there's your conversation on understanding why it's important to truly work inside your brain, inside your patterns, become aware of everything you're doing. It's the toughest work you'll ever do. The toughest work you'll ever do. You just got to decide when you're going to start. And if I can be of service, well, I've been doing this for 40 years. I can get in the hang of it. I can give you some guidance. I can't do it for you. I can't lift your weights. I can't you can't pay me to go to the gym to lift the weights that you're supposed to be lifting and you get healthy. It doesn't work that way. You got to do the work, which is why most people fall off the wagon. They don't want to do the work. It's not that it's boring work. It's frustrating work. It's aggravating work. You're like, why would I think that way? Why can't I get this? Because of your programming. It's literally that simple. There's no real secret science to it. It's not rocket surgery. It's you have such an identity that it won't let you get to where you want to get to. But I want to get there. Yeah, you do. Do you know why? Are you willing to do the daily activities? Most aren't willing to do the daily activities. Could you imagine if I put a tomato seed in the ground and tomorrow the tomato seed wakes up and says, I don't want to be a tomato. Why can't I be a carrot? Like there's a carrot right there. Why can't I be a carrot? The tomato would die. The tomato wants to be a tomato. And then it grows up, and how many tomato seeds are in one tomato seed? How many tomato seeds are in a tomato seed? There's a bunch of tomatoes. How many tomato seeds inside a tomato? How does one seed turn into so much? It's called abundance. It's the laws of the universe. You have that same capability. You can plant one idea in you, and if you grow that one cognitive idea, you can have an abundance beyond your wildest dreams. Possible. It happens. It's true. Good morning, everybody. Questions, comments, thoughts, takeaways, take with you. What'd you learn? What'd you like? Going once.
Good morning, Sean.
Good morning, Silka.
How are you this morning?
Outstanding.
Well, I am glad you are outstanding with bad weather again, I hear.
Not
No.
today. We had a little rain yesterday, but no, we're sunny and hot today. 93 degrees. Your
Oh,
perfect
I
temperature.
love it. That is perfect temperature. Oh
I
my
know.
God. But what is going on with this bad weather over there? I mean, you have so much rain going on. It's
Yeah,
summer.
we've not had. It seems like this is. I don't know if it's the wettest we've had, but it's the wettest since I've been here in 2 years. It's the wettest June and July so far. So
Wow, that's crazy. I would think you have no rain. I mean, we don't have any rain. Which is good, which is good. So, okay, let's talk about how to change things. So,
yep.
I am super excited. I have amazing new business, an amazing, amazing community. I have never before experienced amazing people. I mean, everyone, and I have not seen that to any extent like that ever, helping each other. So, what can I do um, to um, invite more people to bring this to more people that without seeing the community they can understand it and they can understand what do I want to say? What we have to offer. I mean, yes, the travel is just amazing if you like to travel and you want to save, but the earnings are as well. So
Right.
how can I communicate? Okay, maybe communicate is the right word. How can I communicate this to people I don't know or I know and I've talked to before, so they can hear it. I mean, you can very hear it in my voice. Maybe I should just leave voice clips instead of sending messages. So tell me, what do I need to change to attract large amounts of people?
So the conversion of the conversation that you want to communicate. You want to communicate a story. You want to communicate a conversation. You're not communicating facts. You are. You want to be able to distribute it in such a way that it's a communication, that it's a conversation. And the conversation is that if you look at what you're saying, everything. So I was taught this in marketing a long time ago. At the end of every sentence, it was required that we, as the marketer, answered the question, so what? At the end of every sentence, so what? Because that's what your prospect is going to say. That's what your prospect is going on in their mind, consciously or subconsciously. So what? We have a great community. So what? What's the so what answer? What's the so what part of the conversation? The conversation that you can instill, that you can impart in them, that they're already having, but your message doesn't give them the rest of the conversation. So that's where the disconnect comes from. So create a dialogue. And the way you create a dialogue is you know, as a marketer, what they're going to say.
Yes.
That's what marketing is. So the question then becomes, we have a great community. Why? Why is that important? So what? You know, what I found was in 7 years or 10 years or a decade of network, a decade of side hustle, a decade of entrepreneurism, the biggest challenge entrepreneurs have is where do they go to get the answers for their particular challenge? I have never seen a solution like this. I've never seen a community like this that is designed to help answer questions instantly, effectively, and efficiently to help me have more every single day. Because that's what the thing is can I do this? Can I do it?
Right.
That's what's going through their head. So when you talk to them about a side gig, a travel, how many people do you know had previous travel experience before they started their first travel side gig, side hustle, network marketing company? The number is very, very small. Very small. The only company I know where people were typically travel agents before they started was YTB, Your Business Travel. They started years ago with Coach. Coach just recently passed. For anybody that knows that knew Coach Tomer or ever had a chance to see him on stage, he passed away this past Saturday.
Oh,
Actually, a week
sorry.
ago Saturday.
Sorry to hear that. No, I had never heard of him.
Yeah. So the question then becomes, so they were travel agents, so they understood travel. They made bookings. They did bookings for their clients.
Yeah,
They had
which is,
all of the engines. So most people are not that capable, not that skilled.
yeah, but
So
they don't need that with
I,
me. They don't need any of that.
I know that. My point is that
That's the
that
beauty, actually, because most people don't want to book travel for others. It's a hassle.
what I'm saying is that they understood travel. The people you're about to go get, the people you're about to talk to who want to save on travel are afraid to travel because they're like, well, I heard so many people have problems. I tried Priceline once and they wouldn't give me a refund, right? Because
Well,
Priceline is out there and all these things are out there. So,
yes, yes, of course, but it's funny. I mean, the people I've talked to have not said that they had any issues with their
so let me ask
engine.
you this: why are they not signing up?
Well, some of them claim to be do not have money, but we all know that is never the case. That
Right.
is
So then, what
never,
is
never, never the case. Um, they probably feel that they cannot succeed.
okay? So
That
then, should when you talk about community, talk about how this is all about storytelling. The conversation you need to have is a dialogue of success, showing that how other people have used it. Here's where they are. Here's what they did. Here's their success. So
I have done that because
okay,
we I so for instance, one of the ladies, she started 8 weeks ago, and she has now just earned over $200,000.
well, she had a
So
huge group, network marketing group beforehand.
I don't know.
I do. I went and looked at her page, and so I saw that she is an icon in the network marketing industry for years. So all she did was move a group. It's not a small thing, but it's not that
Well,
she
but
started and she went from zero. She'd never done network marketing before to 200,000.
well, no, and I'm really not talking to many people that have never done network marketing before. So
So
that
people who have done network marketing have all of the experiences of dream trips and dream vacations and all of these other things, and so they think, well, travel, it doesn't really go anywhere and it really doesn't save that much. These are the stories
right,
they're telling in their
right.
head.
No, and that's exactly what some of them have told me
Yep.
because oh, travel is not making me enough money. But then I share this lady's story, and so that is one of the reasons because yes, there have been many travel companies, but this one is different because not white labeled. It's owned by the owners. So there's many things, yes, but how yeah, but the thing is, how do you really get people and maybe it is just but the way I communicate things, but I have my upline and she does talk to them and she has over 30 years of experience in this space, so I'm not by myself anymore,
Right.
but still there's a
So
struggle.
here's the other part. So one there's two ways, there's two reasons why a customer doesn't buy. One, they don't have enough information, or two, they have too much information.
Or they don't even watch the information that they're given.
Well,
I
that's
think
not enough
maybe.
information. There's only two schools. There's a fine line of what's the right amount of info. And the right amount of info is what they can digest and what they want to eat. So how do you, what is the tagline? What is the hook, right? We call it the hook in marketing.
Yeah.
What is the hook that gets them to want to learn more? Because if they're saying no on the first conversation, second conversation, they don't have enough information. Or in their mind, they hear the word travel, they already have too much information. How do you change their identity around travel? That's the conversation. How do you change their identity around, for somebody who's in the wellness field, into wellness, right? Jane deals in pharmaceuticals. She has to convince some people because they believe their doctor is God, and my doctor said don't get generic. And Jane's like, this is as good as the generic, and it saves you money because your copay is blah, 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 right? So it's all about information. And then it's about the identity once they get the information. You tell your child you are an amazing, beautiful soul. And because their boyfriend or girlfriend told them they're an idiot, they live with that, not what mom tells them or dad tells them.
Yes, because
So
they figure mom and dad have to say that. Yeah.
exactly.
I have 3 children. I guess I've heard it all, and you probably have even with just one. So
Yes.
yes.
So the point is that when you have a conversation, you got to find out where they're at. Hey, when you think of travel, what's the first thing that pops into your mind? Too expensive, too costly. I wish I'd take more if it was less money. I wish somebody could guide me so I don't make mistakes. That's the biggest challenge that most people have, is they're afraid of making mistakes. I don't know why. I don't know where that comes in. I don't know. Maybe it's our school system in the US, but if you make a mistake, you get graded, and you get a bad grade, you don't pass. A mistake is always going to happen. How do you get perfect at something you've never done before? You got to
It's
make mistakes. Well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
called
funny you
practice.
say that. I always tell my German students, you just they say, oh, I really thought of saying that, and I'm like, well, just say it. We here to practice. If you knew everything, you wouldn't need to be here. And I don't give bad grades. I always tell them that. It's
So
funny you
so
mentioned.
here's something that just popped up. Imagine. Now, just this is us having a conversation. I don't know if you'll ever convert this into something or use it, but imagine if you were to teach the language of travel. There's some
Interesting.
people who don't know travel at all, and you got to speak to them in the basics, hotel reservations, or traveling, or the ability to go on to go domestically.
Mm,
Then there's people who really want to speak travel more internationally. So, do you speak domestic travel or international travel? Which language of travel are you most familiar with? I'm familiar with international travel. I've done more international travel than I have domestic travel.
I'm familiar with both, so
Right. So my point is
yes.
that what if you
You
were to
ask them that.
so yeah, what if you were to ask somebody, hey, listen, I'm curious. Travel is like any language. You got to learn to speak travel. You got to learn where the discounts are, where the specials are, what things to avoid, what things never work. Just like you have conjugations, there's things you can collaborate with inside of travel, that if you book a plane ticket and a hotel, you can get it. I don't know. I'm just throwing this out. But
No,
there's
and
things that you
you
can
are right.
connect. There's
Yes.
things that you can connect that you get even a better price. That's like
Yes.
conjugations. So, as a German instructor, I teach people how to speak the language of travel. Would you like to learn the business language of travel, the international language of travel, the domestic, the family language of travel?
And the AI now is big AI.
Yep.
And we actually have AI that curates your own trips. I mean,
Well,
I've
there you
never
go.
seen that. That may be another angle for people. I mean, because you know how long it takes to put together a trip and the activities. So all they have to do is check the boxes, what they like, and then within less than a minute, it
So, what you
curates
might look
trips
at,
for them.
what you might
It's
look at is
amazing.
somebody probably already has a video where they recorded their screen, because I saw the woman who did the 200K. She did a screen share of the price, and she showed the price. I mean, how could you argue with that? It was $4,000 for the Mexico resort, and they were 1,600.
Yes,
I mean,
she's amazing. I was on a call with her yesterday. She's just amazing. I think she's been doing this since she was 17 and she is now 49. She said, I'm going to be 50 soon. And she's made millions in the space.
right. So it was easy for her to
It's
make
pretty
200K.
amazing how she sits and how she has a conversation.
So that, right, if you listen to her tone is very kind. And again, now because of her success, she had the head of curation or whatever it was. She had somebody from corporate come on the call. I don't know. I never got that far to see if he jumped onto the call, but
Yeah, she does because that's how she was connected because she's the one who they actually have launched US because this has only been in US for let's see, almost 3 months now. That's it. It's been
right
in Europe. It started out in Europe. They have huge teams in Europe, Russia, everywhere. And it's in over 150 countries, which covers pretty much almost the entire world.
everywhere in the globe.
We have what 195 countries, I believe, in the world. So
So the
yes,
point
so
is
but
that
US is brand new, and she had never been in a digital or anything before. She'd been in only product companies, and she said she was so done with product companies, and she stopped. I think I don't know. I think she said a year ago she just walked away from the product company she was in because she said she was just done with product.
so the key is to be able to so look at all of the things that made her convert somebody with wild success more than most of the success of the people you speak to who have done network marketing,
Yeah.
right?
Well,
So
I know a lot of top leaders. So
my
yes, she's yes.
but my point is that she's probably made more than most of them in her 40 years of 30 years of business.
Well, that
And
wouldn't include Lisa Grossman,
yeah,
who
but
made
you're not
35
looking to
million.
sponsor her. You're not
Well,
looking to
I would
sponsor her.
sponsor her if she would if she would be interested. I would sponsor her in a
Right, but
second.
you're not I mean she's not going to do that. So we just know all
No,
I'm
she's
saying is
not gonna do. Well, you never know. I
well,
mean, people
I know.
change their
That one I
mind
could bank on.
within second.
That
Well,
one I could
sometimes people. Oh, we should never bank on anything.
oh, I
Actually,
would bank on that.
my upline told me to reconnect with her again and ask her yet again. But no, I never really asked her. I asked her partner.
Right. So
Yes.
all this to say is so speak to the fact of why would somebody who has 20 plus years in the industry wildly made millions in products switch to a digital? And
Because that's the
that's what I would ask
future.
top leaders.
It's the future nowadays. Okay.
Stop. You're trying to answer it. You don't know the answer. I know you know the answer, but you can't assume to know the answer when you're talking to somebody because if you know, you're not going to like their response. My dialogue with you is that you have to inspire in them a conversation that they can convince themselves that it's worth to look at. The dialogue we have in sales determines whether a prospect wants more or doesn't want anything. So I would ask top leaders, why do you, and I would ask this question, why do you think a 20 plus year veteran who's had made millions in product, understands product, is wired for product, would switch over to a digital product? And let them answer.
Okay. Okay.
Because once they start to answer, they're like, well, yeah, why would they do that? Because what you're really asking is why would you do that? But you're using that what a Catherine or whatever her name is, you're using her story to ask them, why do you think she did that? Because
Heather.
then they got to come up with the solution of why they would do it.
Heather, I think.
Heather.
Heather.
So why do
Heather.
you think Heather would do that? Why do you think she would go from a product to a digital and in one short year through all of this effort and conversation and in 1 month, why do you think she's glad she made the decision if she made 200K in 8 weeks? Do you think she's glad she made the decision? Why do you think she feared making that decision? Yeah, why so why do you think she's happy now? Well, because of this, and this. Do you think that would be a good enough reason for you to get started?
Yes, and she tells the story that she signed up but didn't do anything for 3 months. She just traveled. She used the product.
Yep.
So the owner or one of the executives called her up and said, "Hey, you're using the product. Look at how much you're saving. Why are you not building this?" Yeah, that's the story. She has the story. Then she flew
Yep.
to Spain. She attended their convention, and she said she was sold on the people. So yes, I mean the people. It's amazing. I mean, I have never felt the connection and the uplifting of the people in in this company. I mean,
So
it
here's
is
the
just
thing. Go back to the beginning days when you told me about somebody just told me about this company, right? When you first heard about it,
yeah,
you weren't you were kind of excited, you were a little hesitant. You thought, well, I would really like to find something for the US.
yes.
And at what point did you start to check the boxes that, okay, this is pretty good there. I'll go a little deeper, and then you checked another box. I'll go a little deeper, and then I'll check. You go through the boxes you checked. As you check them, I got to meet people. I got to talk to people. Oh my God, the support that's there, the communities that are there, the groups that they have, the conversations that they, oh my God, this is amazing. You went from I'm not sure to I'm amazing, but there was a bunch of boxes you checked between the first time somebody told you about this and where you sit now. That's exactly where your prospect is, where you were like, I don't know about this. What do you think about this? You can tell those stories of, man, I was curious about this myself. And now I'm all in. I'm all sold. I'm this, that, or the other. And that's the conversation that everybody you're about to have a conversation with is going to go through. So you got to show them, right? I here's where I was. Here's what I found. Here's where I'm at.
Well, yeah, it was mainly it was travel. It was also I compared the discounts, and it was Christie. The
Right, but everything you've talked about while we
Those
were
were my
while we were just talking was
yeah.
all about the community. The
Well,
travel is going to be good. It's going to
I
be.
didn't know
I
I
know, I
myself did
know.
not know that there was such an
But
amazing
my point
community
is that
until I actually signed up.
right.
So
So the point is that when you have conversations with people, you can say, "Hey, listen, discounts are discounts. Do we have as good? You won't find any better discount than what we have. So let's just say that you may find as good. I doubt you will, but you won't find any better discount. What you really want in a business is what's behind the curtain. And I can give you some sneak peeks behind the curtain. I can bring you on a conference call. I can introduce you to my upline. I can do, but until you decide to go behind the curtain and get into the system, you won't see all the benefits that exist here. It's like nothing I've ever seen. I can give you some sneak peeks, but if you're just wanting discount, be a customer.
yeah,
You're going to
no,
get as
yeah.
good. You're not going to find any better discount. If you want to build a business, a mega business that is international in 130 countries, I don't know of any product company that's in 100 plus countries.
Oh,
And
because
we're
it is
just
difficult.
starting. We're not a year old yet here in the US, and we're in 100 plus countries. They came in the reverse.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what I would talk to people. Listen, you've got, if you're an international builder, this is the company for you.
Yes, and they pay out 85%. That's huge for
That's beyond
anybody.
huge. So all
Be-
I'm saying is that talk about the boxes, not travel.
But how do you know what? Okay, so am I imagining or am I asking the people about what boxes they need to check? So just
Well,
to be clear,
two
what do you
things. One, you could ask them, hey, listen, if you were going to go build your absolutely most phenomenal company, if they've got network marketing experience, if you were going to become, if you were going to go build it, what would be the first thing you would want your field to have? Would you like them to have less income than everybody else or more income than everybody else? Well, I would like to have it more. Why do you think if you had more, what would happen to your business? I'd have more people. Okay, we check the box here. That's what this company has done. They pay out more than anybody else. Why can they do that? Because it's a digital product. Let's be clear.
Yes, and because the owner thinks different than many others.
Well, so then, but these are
He
the
said,
things.
I guess he said he told Heather that if he makes $25 on everyone that signs up, he still makes millions, and he wants to share that with everyone else. So he rather pays more to keep people and to make people happy where they are then that they feel like they have to go somewhere else. So that's his mindset. He comes, I
So
guess.
how many times have you shared that story with anybody?
I'm just sharing it with you. It's usually Heather. I
Yep.
have heard Heather share it, but I have not shared it with anyone because no one has asked. I guess maybe I should share that.
Well, it's not. Listen, if they're here's the thing. Think about this for a second.
Okay.
If they people will only ask what they think they know. You know this as an attorney. You don't ask a question you don't know the answer to.
Oh my God. Even if you ask questions, sometimes you don't get the entire story. Yes, I big
So if
bird.
that's the case, so now the challenge is that if I ask, it means I don't know, and I have to admit I don't know, especially if I have network marketing experience. How many? Don't you think network marketers have a little bit of ego about their experience in network marketing?
Oh, always. Yes,
So
especially if they've made some kind of significant money. Yes,
right,
yes.
so and their significant money really wasn't significant money, but they made it look like it. Right, so that's a whole nother story. So the question is that hey, listen, if you were to run a business, how do you think you'd keep people in today's market? Would you train them more or pay them more? Pay them more. That's probably
Yeah.
why we're growing so fast. We pay more. Our founder said, "I'm going to pay you more. You'll learn on your own, but I'm going to pay you more." If you were to build a community, would you like to have multiple communities or one community? Everybody's got to follow lock, step, and barrel. Well, multiple communities because people are different. Another check. That's what our company has done. We've created multiple communities for people to find the place that they can call home, where they can get their questions answered, be around people that are like them, and so they feel more of a fit than a fixture. That'd be
Makes
what I'd
sense.
share.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
I really need your brain, so I am still, when it
Like,
comes up for sale, I will buy. I love you. Thank you so
love you
much.
too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyone else? Last thoughts, comments, questions, takeaways. Take with you. Doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. What'd you learn? What'd you like? Oh, meeting. I was like, who's me? MEEEE. It's meeting. Okay. So understand this cognitive codex. When you're having a conversation with somebody, and all this that we're learning, the majority of people have not gone through this. So this is kind of you're showing up with a ninja sword, and they got a toothpick. And it's real easy to cut them and make them bleed. I'd offer not to do that. So if you can get them to decide where they're at and where they want to go, then you show them, I got a solution for that. That's all you are, is a solution giver. All you do, sales, offering solutions. Now, do you have a solution they want to buy? You offer solutions. You got to find the pain. We always talk about this in marketing. Find their pain. What's their pain? What's the problem they're doing? Your target audience is what? Well, if you're in a wellness group, your target audience is sick. If you're talking about a business, your target audience is broke. They want more money. So then have conversations around the thing they want more of. Right? I used to
Let
walk
me
around.
let me ask you one more thing
Yep, yep.
about being broke. Some people seem to want to just sit there. They complain that they are broke and you offer them something. Maybe I'm not offering it in the right way because there was three gentlemen yesterday and it's usually men. I don't know why that is. That whine that they are too broke, but they also don't want to do anything about it.
So you got
Why
to,
do you think that is?
well,
No,
it's
because we ran into that with three men yesterday, grown
okay.
ass men,
So,
not young guys, grown ass men.
well, people lie too, and they know
Well,
that
yeah,
you're
and I'm sure they do because those people are not living on the street. So
right.
yes.
So you got to ask them the tough questions. This is why At that point, if somebody says, well, I just don't have the money, I would say, hey, listen, one of my mentors who helps people change the way they look at things asks 3 questions. Do I have permission to ask you 3 questions? And that's when I would ask the 3 questions. And the 3 questions are, do I have your permission to help? Well, help doing what? Do I have your permission to help? I don't know if I will help you, but if it does, is it okay if it helps you? Do I have your permission to help? And you'll find out real quick. If they say no, conversation over. They lied. Or if they say yes, great. Next question is, do I have your permission to make you feel a little uncomfortable? Well, why would you do? And if they resist to that, you're trying to push a rope. It doesn't work. But if you ask the 3 questions, then you could say, after the 3rd question, hey, listen, do I have your permission to take you out of that uncomfortable feeling? Yeah. So what's not working for you that you're broke? You're an intelligent, smart man. Why are you broke? What's
Well,
got to change?
okay, so one said he had an accident. The other one said he lost all his money in his 401k or whatever and his investments. So there was answers to that. So how would you move forward then
So
with that?
if it's a guy in the accident saying, hey, listen, so does if you could do work that doesn't require your physical effort, would that be okay? If you could
Yes.
create an income without having to use your muscles and you could use your mind, which I can help you with,
Well, and this man, I
you're
looked at
not
his.
listening to the answers. You're trying to justify their conversations. You asked me if
No, I
somebody is in
wanted to tell.
accident.
Yes, I wanted to tell you that he's already been in network marketing.
Okay, so have you had the success you want?
Okay.
No. Great. Would you like to have that now? Yes. So would it be fair to say if you're going to have success you've never had, you're probably going to have to do something you've never done? Would that be fair? Yep. And to do something you've never done, you're going to see things you've never seen. Yep. So if I show you something you've never seen, you've never done, we're probably in a good path, right? Right.
Yeah. Yes. My God, your approach just seems so simple. I mean, it's like second nature to you.
And so the one who lost all his money in a 401k, I'd ask, is it coming back? Nope. So when are you going to start to replace it? What can you do to replace it? It was hundreds of thousands of dollars. Well, I have a friend who made 200,000 in the last 8 weeks. I doubt that'll be you, but what if it took you 80 weeks to make 200k? Are you going to make that back in your 401k in the next 12 months? Nope. Then you probably need to do something different and stop licking your wounds. Because it ain't
Wow.
coming back.
Right.
But you have skills and talents to make it come back. Would you like to use those? Or are you just going to whine about not having lost it? Because you could do that, or you can decide to roll up your sleeves and get to work and start to replace it. Either way, I'm okay with it because it's your money, not mine.
Wow. I think I need to put you on my calls instead of Christy. Because you do think much different. I mean, you approach things much, much different.
I approach them so that they can own the story. I'm not here to tell you anything. I can't tell you anything. You have to decide, am I in a place where I've said enough is enough? That's all I'm asking you. Are you in a place where enough is enough? Because if it is, then I can show you more. But if not, doesn't matter how much info I tell you, how many $200,000 stories I tell you, how many countries we're in. It doesn't matter. Are you in a place where you're willing to hear something you've never heard, to hear it in a way you've never heard, and to do something you've never done? Because you've never done this. Even you, Silke, with all your years in travel, have never done this. You're
Right.
doing this in a new
No,
way. You're doing
you're
travel
very
in a new
right.
way.
You're very right. And I'm very,
So
very excited about it.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so somebody who had nothing could excite me about travel. I've been around the world. I've filled up passports. How could this be exciting? I know what travel. Oh my God, you're doing it different. They're doing it. They're doing it better. I didn't know that better existed. I thought I was in the best of the best, and I found out there's better. That's all. Are
Wow.
you ready for better?
Oh, that's a good one. Are you ready for better? And there's the other guy said that his wife would be angry with him? How do you approach that? You are married.
So tell
I
me what your
cannot relate to that.
yeah, but well, here's the point. That's a question they know that'll throw you off. Well, if I blame somebody, what do I always say? Find the common enemy. My wife will be upset. What would your wife be upset about? Luxury travel or making money?
Oh, that's good.
Because I'm not asking you to put money into a company and not create a profit. It sounds like you've done that before, where you've
He
wasted money or
has.
spent money.
Yes, he has. I know him. I've known him for years.
Awesome.
Yes.
So which would your wife be more upset with? Luxury travel at discounted prices or making money to help support your family? Because that's all I'm talking about is you making money or going on a world-class travel at a discount price. I'm not talking, it doesn't take a long conversation for me to say lose money. Just go throw $100 out the window. You'll get in trouble for that too. That's not why I'm asking you to join me in business, to lose money. Is that what you think I'm asking you to join me in business for, is to lose money so your wife gets mad? Is that why you think I'd call you?
Oh my
Well,
God,
no.
you're so good. Oh my God. That is just freaking amazing.
But see but it makes sense, doesn't it? Because the
Yes, it
reason
makes total sense. It's so simple. I
it's
mean,
so simple,
I
because
should think of
Einstein
that.
said,
I mean, there's no reason of me not to think of that.
hello, it's because you get upset when they tell you no. I hope they tell me no so I can hope. Listen, here, this is the mean part of me, right? You know, I told you nobody knows the pain. Nobody knows the pain I've gone through or the anger I've gone through or the fight I've been through to be this nice. Here's where this comes into play for me. I want to show you the thing that you just told me is your reason no, and it's absolutely the most idiotic, stupid thing you could ever say. But I'm going to show you in a nice, kind way. Do you think I want our relationship? Do you think I want your wife mad at me? Well, no. Do you think I want her mad at you? Well, no. Then what do you think I'm calling you for? To get your wife mad at you? Have you lost your mind? Have you gone round the bend? Do you think I'm stupid? Well, no. So what are you saying? You don't have faith in you? Because I got faith in you. Do you think I'm calling you to get your wife mad at? No, then let's throw that out the freaking window. Don't be an idiot.
Oh yeah, every time he does that, I'm like, oh no, not the wife again. I know it's just a stupid excuse, but
So
I
I would
never,
ask, what would make
but I'm not forward. Like, I should have said that then. Yes, you
so
think
here's the
that's
next
okay to
question.
do?
Well, I'm always looking for the opposite. I'm always looking for the convert. What is the contrast to what they currently said?
Oh,
So here's the question I would ask them. What would make your wife proud of you?
oh, that's a good one.
What would make your wife proud? If you came home in the next 30 days and your wife said, I am proud of you, what's happened in your life?
She probably
See,
hasn't said that to him in years.
probably. My point is that do you believe our thoughts can influence our day?
Yes,
What do you think his thoughts are influencing his day? My wife is going to hate everything I do no matter what. I can never do right by my wife. Isn't that what's going through his head?
probably.
So
I
my
mean,
job is to change the frequency in their mind, which is why I asked the question, who's going to be jealous of your success? I promise you, his wife probably will be jealous of his success
wow.
because she's had somebody to beat up on for the last however many years they've been together.
Yes, she supports him. And I think they've been like married for 40 years, literally. They're old. I mean, they're an older couple.
Yep.
They're not that old, but that's so funny you said that. I mean,
But see how predictable that when you understand human nature, I can tell you lifetimes about people in a 5-minute conversation. Because who you are speaks so loud, I don't need to hear what you're saying.
your knowledge blows me away. It absolutely blows me away. I mean, wow. I try to think like you, but it's just not even 1% level that I'm at, and I'm needing to get to 100%
Well,
of
so
you.
so as you have a conversation with somebody, right? Stephen Covey, and this is for all of us. Stephen Covey would say, seek first to understand, then be understood. So Covey said that in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Seek first to understand, then be understood. So if somebody says to me, a bold, a big red button, my wife would be furious with me.
That's
My brain
basically
doesn't
what you
go,
told us.
my
Yes.
brain doesn't go into defense. Well, then, okay, so I guess we can't do anything together. My question goes into, because I've asked the 3 questions: permission to help make you feel uncomfortable, take you out of the uncomfortable feeling. I have permission. I can talk to you about anything. Hey, listen, question: what would make your wife proud? Oh, hell, I don't know. Yes, you do. You know what'll make her sad. You got to tell me what would make her happy. Would you making extra money make her happy? Would you taking her on a luxury trip make her happy? I don't know. What would make her happy? I don't know. So you're going to go spend the rest of your life with an unhappy wife? How's that working for you?
Oh my God, you're so freaking amazing.
See, Einstein said everything should be as simple as possible, not simpler. I
Yeah,
think people
I
are trying to
agree.
make it too simple. You're trying to make it too simple by making it about money. It's not about money. It's never about money.
Right. Yeah. I 100% agree with you about that.
So,
You want to say that? Would you say that to him? Or you
oh,
just saying that
absolutely.
to me? Oh, you
I'd say
would?
that's I say that to prospects all the time. Hey, listen, do you want to make money? Yes. No, you don't. You want to make the thing that money buys. What's the thing you want to? So now I get them visualizing, because more money doesn't make it. Everybody makes more money they did when they were 10, and they were richer when they were 10 than they are now.
Yeah, because they didn't have so much shame and inhibition and negativity.
So
Yes.
if those are the things that you just said: shame, inhibition, and negativity, every prospect you're about to go have, because you are wildly tuned to those frequencies, you are going to pick up on those frequencies. Not that they are trying to match your frequency. And women have an innate ability to pick up on frequencies so much better than guys, which is why I'm so good at what I do. Because people say I think you're part woman. I go, I think I am too. Because
Thought
I
that
can pick
about
up on
you too.
because I can pick up on that frequency.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I've never said that to you, but yes, I was thinking that.
It's true. Well,
Yeah,
because
it is true.
for
It is
40
very true.
years, I've hung around that, and you guys have taught me. It's taken 40 years for you to teach me how a woman thinks, or at least you've given me the lobby version of how a woman thinks, and I can think that way, and I can feel that way, and I can understand that. And guys understand that too. We just don't ever want to admit it. But we would really much rather life as a thinking like a woman. Now we don't process. There's 2 different things: thinking and processing. Women process that the garbage, if I don't take the garbage out, 7 Thursdays ago, you told you we're going to go to dinner and we didn't go. And that's the same problem. You never take me to dinner. What the hell are you talking about? You asked me to take the garbage out and I forgot. Yeah, but you don't take me to, how the hell does that connect? We'll never figure that out. I'll never figure that out. But somewhere in your brain, it this connected to that, connected to this, connected to that, connected to the shoes, connected to it's that's a female's brain processing. Everything is connected. Ours, we try to go into our nothing box. What are you doing? Nothing.
Well,
So when
that's
you
just like they say males can't multitask.
and nobody can multitask, but yes, women can change the baby and be on the phone and do all these things. The
Yes.
reason that women die of
Yes.
more heart attack, right? Heart attack is the biggest killer of women. Now it
Really?
may
I
be
thought it was of men.
no of women
Oh,
because of their
wow.
stress levels.
Yeah, my stress level is in like probably 250 or more.
Yep. And
At
so
this
high
point.
blood pressure, stress level, cortisol, these are the things that are all the biggest challenges in females. Why? Because everything is connected, and everything is a trigger, and everything is this. And for them to calm down, take it. Oh, I do meditation for 5 minutes, and they think the world changes, and it does, but 5 minutes isn't enough. Well, if I take more than that, I'm being selfish, and right. So they go through all of that process. So having a prospect conversation with a female and a male, what I figured is how can I use a universal language of conversation and dialogue, regardless of the brain? What I learned is that if I ask you where you're at versus me trying to tell you where you're at, you will always have the solution. So I came up with questions, and I can ask the same questions and get different answers to a male and a female, but it's the same question. I only have to learn one question. Do I have your permission to help? And for a
But you
man, that means something totally different than a female.
really?
And me as a man asking a female is something totally different, and asking a male is something totally different than you asking it. But if you ask that question, do I have your permission to help? You get their answer, not your response.
So I hear you sometimes tell people that's not what I asked you.
Yes. Well, because you gave me an answer to something that
Well,
is what you wanted to give an answer to avoid it. So when I say that to hey, listen, that's a great answer. I wish I asked that question. That's a great answer to a question I didn't ask. I wish I asked that question. My question was, and I'll repeat the question.
you say that to prospects,
Oh God, yes.
not just to the people here. I mean, if you yes, if you were building a team, you
I
would
say
say
it to
that.
CEOs. I go, that's a great answer. What they're doing is they're answering a question they would really like to have answered, but they're not answering the tough question I asked them. So when I would ask this guy, so what do you think you'd have to do to make your wife proud of you? Oh, well, it's been 20. He'll go off on a story and an answer that is a solution for him. I'll go, well, that's an interesting answer. I wish I asked that question because that's a great answer. But my question was, what would you do to make your wife proud of you? You ask the tough questions, they're off on what do you think would happen if you got healthy today? What would happen if you got a $10,000 check? What would change in your life? Oh my God, I'd pay off my bills and this, that. No, that's not what I asked, what you'd pay it on. What would change? You got to be very clear in your questions. And then if you listen, you're going to hear they ain't answering the question. They are avoiding the question with a long ass answer that doesn't make any sense to the question you ask. All the conversation makes sense, but it's not the answer to the question you asked. I'll go, hey, listen, that's a great answer. Not the question I asked, but what did you ask? What would change in your life with a $10,000 check? That's what I asked. And you gave me an amazing answer to a question I never asked. So here, let me ask the question again.
But what would you expect them? I mean, what would you think they should answer if you, for instance, you would ask that question? They would say, "Oh, I could pay all my bills."
Awesome. That's not what I asked, what you'd pay it on. I said, what would change? See, if they paid their bills off, what would change? How would they feel? They'd
They
feel
would
better,
feel
wouldn't they?
relieved. They would
So
feel
that's the answer.
relieved.
I want to get them out of their head and into
I
their
see.
heart.
Okay. Yes, that makes sense. That makes sense.
So they will
Yes.
give you a logic answer. That's why
Yeah.
at the end of the conversation of my trainings, I asked prospects, hey, listen, not that I taught you anything, but what's one thing you learn and one thing you like?
Yes, you always ask that.
Oh my God, I always ask.
And AJ will say, "Well, I'm not done yet."
Yeah. Oh, I thought we were done. And the prospect is going to say the same thing. You hear, and AJ knows the question is coming.
Yes, he does. It's funny. So
I'm sorry, Mama. Did you get carried? So when you have conversations, say, hey, listen, is it okay if we have a business conversation? Great. I have your permission to help. Yeah, great. Second question, a little tougher. Do I have your permission to make you feel a little uncomfortable? Because if you want something you've never had, isn't this true for everything? If you want something you've never had, you're going to have to do something you've never done. And that's going to make you uncomfortable, right? Yeah. Do I have your permission to make you a little bit uncomfortable? Yes, great. Do I have your permission to take you out of that uncomfortable feeling? Whether we do anything or not, do me a favor, say no. No. Great. So you can tell me no. My question is can I take you out of the uncomfortable feeling? Because my job is to not add more stress to your life. It's to take it away. So can we have a dialogue based on those three questions? Yep, great. How can I be of best service? Well, what do you mean? It's your time. How you know I'm here to talk about business. How could I be of best service? What would be the most important thing for you to hear in the next 5 minutes? So you would say, I got 5 more minutes. And then they listen, let them tell you how to present. The challenge is we only have one script. and I'm going to use my script and I'm going to use my presentation. And if I'm talking, I'm winning. No, if you're talking, you're losing. If you're talking, you're selling. They ain't buying. If they're talking, they're buying and selling. And you got to help them continue to buy. And what are they buying? Their new story.
Yes, I like to ask a lot of questions, have them talk most of the time. Yeah, I get that.
Now, the other thing that
But maybe my questions are not like your questions. Your
well,
questions actually, see, you actually, and this is most important. I was reading that yesterday and I've read this over again many times. People buy on emotion. So you actually connect with their emotion.
yep. And they will buy based on logic because it feels good. That's emotional, but they will buy on
Yeah.
logic. They will tell you, I buy on logic, but they will refund on emotion. And so when they say no, it's emotion. When they buy, it's, yeah, this makes perfect sense. Yeah, 400, absolutely perfect sense. And then when they quit, it was emotional, not logical.
What do you mean by that?
So when people decide not to renew their auto ship or their monthly fee, I'm not using that. They come up with a new story of how it's not valuable. And they have to be so emotional about it to override the logic of saying yes. Yes is logic. No is emotional. I know everybody says, well, wait a minute. No is, why does somebody say no? It takes a lot to say no. It's easy to say yes.
Wow, I always think of it the other way around. I think, and this is just my logic,
Yep.
that kids, once they get into an age where they want things and they will grab things, they're
Yep.
always told no. So they go to the store with their parents, and the way the stores are set up, people are stuck in that line, and
Yep.
there's all the candy. So they
Yep.
want candy, they're being told no. What are they usually being told immediately? No, no, no. I think kid hears a hell of a lot more no's than yeses. So they really conditioned to the word no. And then uh, they see, so they've been told often parent is not honest and just says, I don't have the money. But then mom has or dad has a huge basket full of groceries and gets to the cash register and the child sees them pay. So what are they conditioned on? To say no immediately and to say they have no money when they do have money. So I think
Well,
they conditioned on that when they're very small. And that's why, for me, I think it's easier for people to say no than yes. So what am I missing?
well, here you got to think of it. So let's take it. Let's do a Paul Harvey rest of the story. It's not that they don't have money.
Right.
So the child converts it to they don't have money. What they find out is they don't have money for me, so I'm no good.
Oh, I didn't think of that part.
It's not the logic. See, that's the logic. The emotional side to the no is that they're saying I'm no good. No is very logical. It's the interpretation behind it. So the reason that we hear no 118,000 times negative input, it forces us to say I'm no good. Not that the candy's no good. Mom's not telling me it's gonna we say it's gonna ruin your dinner. We're not eating for another 4 hours. It's not gonna ruin my dinner.
Yeah. Or your teeth. I mean,
Right.
that is true, certainly. But I don't know, because I guess I'm thinking of what I thought when I was told no by my mother mainly.
Well, you thought
I
that,
just thought she was a mean bitch. I never thought that it had anything to do with me.
well, at a subconscious level,
Maybe.
shame level, right? Because you were already taught shame. Every
Oh, yeah,
child is taught shame.
yeah, specifically by her. Yes. Oh my
Right.
God.
And
Yes.
so at that
Yes.
point, then it depends upon the response. My mother used to say out loud and embarrass me, you're not getting anything.
Oh my God. Oh, that's awful.
Right. So you learn to not get embarrassed, to be shamed.
Yeah.
So it's not a no, it's I want to avoid shame. Right. You ask 5 times, you're getting a spanking. I wanted to avoid pain. So
Oh,
that's all
that's
people are doing is when they say no to travel or to wellness or to getting healthy, who would say no to getting healthy? Are you kidding me? If you have a proven track record of getting people healthy, getting people wealthy, why would they say no? Because it's their story. I got tired of trying to convince people to change their story. I wanted to find people who raised their hand and said, I'm ready to change my story. I'm not sure how. Great.
Yeah.
I can help you. I can't help you if you're not ready.
Yeah. If you
I
want
was
to
good
start.
at trying to help people if they're not ready. Oh, I could make them, and it was exhausting. I had to lift their weights and carry their water and open their doors and feed their kids and watch their cat. I never did any of that, but that's
Right. Yeah.
those
I
are the
totally,
excuses.
I get that. I
Yep.
mean, I totally, yes. Well,
So
thank you.
now I ask
Wow.
them, are you ready for more? Great. What's that look like? And if it looks like something I can help you with, I can help you. If it looks like something I can't help you with, I'll tell you.
Yeah. Wow. Yes, my brain has to definitely shift more in your thought process.
So
I'm
the
more
way you
just
make your
simply
brain
black and
shift.
white. I don't seem to have the ability to connect at an emotional deep level with people.
So here's how I learned. Here's how I taught myself. Learn this question. Tell me more about that. Oh, my wife will be mad. Tell me more about that. And that's how you'll really learn. And you'll start to hear these patterns in people. Tell me more about that. I'm curious. Wow, what a fascinating answer. Tell me more about that. Help me understand that better. Oh, well, blah, blah, blah. Or if you want to use negotiation tactics like Chris Voss, he would say, your wife upset? Just repeat the last three words. Your
I
wife upset?
started doing that with some of the things, and people, you have taught me that. So I do that sometimes, and people actually respond to it.
And they and if you told them, I'm going to repeat the last three words of the thing you say,
It
and their
worked. It
brain doesn't
worked.
hear it. Their brain doesn't hear that you're repeating it. They're such in a defense mode that they're going to have to defend their position. And what they find out is they're standing on loose soil. There is nothing to stand on. You're broke. Oh well, you know the blah 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 blah.
Wow, you are.
The brain is so predictable, so predictable. It's called pattern. Yep.
Wow, wow, wow. This was like a year's worth of masterclass in in well, less than an hour. I mean, you are just phenomenal, phenomenal.
Well,
Yes.
now I'll leave you
Thank
with
you,
the.
thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll leave you with the earwig from the Muppets. Phenomena, phenomena, phenomena. No, 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 no. Phenomenal.
Oh my God, you are such a funny man.
Look at that. You want to talk about somebody who skyrocketed their success? Dylan Fine in the house. Somebody who wildly successful, pushed hard, chopped a lot of wood, kind of the oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. He said, listen, the reason I'm getting big checks now is because I did all of the work in the previous company. I'm just getting my checks cashed over here because of my effort. So
Like,
thank you, thank you. I've learned from the best, the man himself. Still a student forevermore. Thank you, thank you,
love
thank
it,
you.
love it, love it. How's
Powerful
life?
for that. Hey, that was huge today. I love that. Powerful for that an hour masterclass worth lifetimes. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been phenomenal. We got a couple events coming up: Houston, Louisville, Baltimore. So another little sprint for the next 90. But yeah, we definitely got to catch up. It's been a while.
So one of the things, so Larry Thompson taught me this. Don't let the event be the event. Use the event as the result. And the reason is to get more people to the event is for the solution they want that they'll find at the event. Don't let them go to the event going, I wonder what I'm going to find here. Have them go and you'll get more people to go to the event. If you said, listen, in the next 90 days after this event on whatever day that is, how do you think you'll grow 3 ranks? What would you need? What skill or talent would you need? And they'll say this, this, and this, and go, you'll find that at the event. I guarantee it. And then every day you ask them, you ask the people, your core community, whoever's going to the event, show me your 3 things. And at the end of every day, find me and tell me which one you checked off, and then add another thing. Never let them get through the list, but always have them have 3 things they're looking for. Because what happens with the brain, if they're looking for it, they'll find it.
Yeah, I love that. The homework, that's huge. Oh, that's big. I love it, love it, love it.
Love it.
Yeah, we definitely need a mastermind. It's been a while.
Love it. Would love to. Be my honor, brother.
Yes, looking forward to it. It's great to see everybody too. Christina, Roz, Miss Louise, Sue. I love it. Great to see the family shining as always.
I love that you found it. So how did you find it was here? Because I don't know that I sent you a text. So how did you find it was here?
It's never left. It's always been the same.
Okay, good. Good.
Oh, yes.
Love it.
Like an elephant,
yeah.
we never forget.
Yep, I love it. You're the best. Dylan was at our very first retreat, and what a superstar. And the funny thing was that he had been following me for a year and a half, and I didn't know it. And we started to have conversations before the very first event 6 events ago, and he says, "No, I know your stuff." I'm like, "I never met you," and he sure did know my stuff. So I loved it. Love it. You're a stud, man. And I'm proud of you. I loved watching you do what you do. You're the best.
4 years later, still because of you. I'm still at the YouTube lives. Thank you.
I love it, man. You're the best.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, let's figure out a time. Let me know. Send me a text when you got some time. We'll figure out. And we'll just catch up, and we'll throw some pie in the sky and see what we can have.
I'd love to. Yes, absolutely. Sounds like a plan. Let's do it.
Be an honor, brother.
Yes.
All right, my friends. There you go. Another day, another dollar, another amazing experience of life and light. Take a moment and just remember those around you, how valuable they are to you and to your world, and just say a quiet thank you. And for those that may need some prayers today, just offer up some prayers of possibility and a little less stress for some people, because some people are still going through that too. So I love you tons. I appreciate you. I'm your head brain training. Find your signal misfit. I'll see y'all where?
The next event?
At the next event. Somebody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura vida.
Pura
Pura
vida.
vida. We love you, Mark. And some Lydias.
Peace be with
Peace
us.
be with us.
Be with us all. The queen of helping you find the best way to talk to somebody, Jessie Lee Ward.
Bossy.
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 We love you, girl. A little white fluffy.
Girly.
Gurgly.
All right, everybody, go have some fun today. We'll see you here tomorrow morning, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. Love y'all. Hey, Molly. Love y'all. Bye for now.
Thanks,
Love you,
Sean.
y'all.
Love you all. Have a great day.
Love you all. Thank you. Molly, you're getting so big. Do you want to come up here? Come up here. Come here, Mom. Look how big Molly's getting. Look how big she is. That's not a little lap dog anymore. Show your face. Hey, baby girl. That's my head next to her. She's huge. Molly's a baby girl. All right, everybody, go have some fun today. Bye for now. Where's my mouse? Molly, where's my mouse? Here's my mouse.